Basically, if you look at it, if it's a function, if f prime, so if f prime of x is greater than 0 for all a and b, for all x, sorry, for all x in a and b, that means anything between a and b, then f is increasing. Increasing in a and b. So a and b, parenthesis a and b, parenthesis a and b. Okay. So, and same thing, I just don't want to rewrite everything. So if f prime of x is less than 0, then this pretty much the same, and this part is the decreasing. So the only part is decreasing if it's a f prime of x is less than 0. But remember, for all x in f, right, in the original function, not a f prime of x, in original function is decreasing. Now if f prime of x is equal to 0, then the f is going to be constant. So pretty much you're going to copy everything the same. And then just write up, and it's decreasing or constant. I'm going to spell constant correctly. So now I'm going to give you a question that is this one. So I'm going to show you that there is a questions. So we're going to say f of x equal to x to the cube, negative x cube, sorry, and plus 3 over 2 x squared. So I have this function here. And then we say, can we find out when the function increasing, decreasing? And just like Andrew says, I can take a derivative. Okay, so that's going to be negative 3x squared plus 3x. I'll set it equal to 0, just like we're finding critical values. I'll take out the negative 3x. Anytime that leading coefficient is negative, factor out, make your life easier. And also GCF as well. So in this case, it's going to be x minus 1. You're going to set each one equal to 0. And x minus 1 equal to 0. You guys got this? Yep. So far, we're not learning anything new. So what we're going to do is something called number line test. We learned it from before. And you have to do this properly, so that way to help you to earn points. So we're going to talk about something else too. We're going to say this one is negative infinity and infinity. And we're going to including the endpoint 0 and 1, all the critical points. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the factor on the top. So I'm going to write down negative 3x. And then I'm going to factor out, I'm going to change that to x minus 1. And I'm going to plug in the value in there to test. So let's say between negative infinity to 0, I'm going to plug in negative values. So if I plug in negative 1, plug in negative 3x, it's going to be positive. Are we okay here? Yeah. And then we plug in negative 1 minus 1, it's going to be negative. So it'll be negative here. 0.5 is going to be negative, negative, positive. And then 1 is going to be negative. And then 2 minus 1 is positive. So it's going to be negative. So it's decreasing, increasing. On your test, you have to write it out for me. Otherwise, I cannot give you credit. You have to show me the number line test. Okay, you have to test all the points. Now, sometimes, even you have it like, say, without an x. If I have without x, that's pretty much everything's negative because all the negative 3 is going to affect all 3 intervals. But you're not going to get an endpoint. So, for example, if you have no x here, you're going to say negative 3 equal to 0. Well, you don't have to test 0 anymore because 0 is not equal to negative 3. So those are things, like small things I want you to fix. It's not anything else. Are we okay here? Yep. Okay, now we're gonna write down the region. The region is gonna be decreasing, so it's gonna be negative infinity to 0, and as well as 1 to infinity. Union 1 to infinity, that's how you write it, union. And the increasing is gonna be from 0 to 1. And then that's what is increasing mean. Now, this also implying something. I'm gonna write in blue. So this implying what does x equal to 0 is?
It's not increasing origin. It's a constant.
No.
It's not a constant. It's just 0. It's like neutral.
No.
It's an endpoint.
It's
No.
It's a discontinuity.
No.
I don't know.
It's
not
a-
increasing or decreasing.
It's one type of a point. Can you tell me what kind of point is that?
Critical point?
Nope. Nope.
Horizontal asymptote.
It could be a critical number, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Critical point.
That's not what I'm looking for.
It's decreasing. It's
It's a parabola. It's a curve. It's a parabola.
Oh, it's like a curve on the function. It's a tangent line. It's a secant line.
Absolute minimum?
It's a change in
It's what?
Absolute minimum?
Not absolute, but relative. Thank you. Relative.
I knew that. No, you didn't. I know what this thing looks like. It looks like whoosh.
Relative minimum because you have functions decreasing, right? And then you have functions going up. So it's going to be relative minimum. And if you have increasing and decreasing, it's going to be what?
Relative maximum.
Relative max. Now, can you find out the coordinate? Of course you can. Because you got x equal to 0. And then you plug in the original function. Original, right? You plug in original function right here. Not the derivative. You're going to get 0, 0 in this case. So you can say that is not interval. This is actually a relative min. And what's relative max?
You just plug in 1 into the original function, so you get 1 minus plus 3 over 2.
So it'll be 1/2, right?
There you go.
So it'll be 0, 0.
Really easy.
Yeah, they're not very hard. So 0, 0. And then you that's relative minimum. Now, the way I will ask you is this: if it's relative minimum value, then it's going to be 0. Maximum value is going to be 1/2. Now, if where did it occur, it will be at 0 or 1. So if I ask value, please make sure value means YU. So that means you're looking for Y value. So make sure you know that if I ask you for value, because on the test I'll ask you value, and most of people just put down X. And I'm gonna be like, okay, you got it wrong because you didn't listen to me. So now we're gonna talk about the first derivative test. What time do we get off here?
So like 6 minutes.
Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna ask you to write down this. The first derivative test. Now on the AP exam, there is a part look like FRQ. So it's like you have to write essays over there, but you don't. You just have to write sentence. And the sentence is gonna follow is this. So they will say, hey, can you find the relative maximum? And then can you justify it? So justify, you just have to write one sentence. What that sentence look like is look like this. It looks like the first derivative test. The first derivative test is a test. It's a test to find maximum and min. And they are very, very intuitive. You already know this. So you already know this. So what you're going to do is you're going to say 1. You say f prime of x, and you're going to have to say change from negative to positive. From negative to positive, I see. You're going to write exactly the same phrase. Then f of x has a maximum minimum. If it's a negative to positive, then you have what? Maximum minimum. Have a relative minimum. Why? Because it went negative and positive, and that's it. And that's the way you have to think about it. So that's how you justify to the AP exam. You cannot say x equal to 2 is maximum because I see they go up and come down. Guess what? 0. If they say justified, you have to say, well, f prime of x, if I see the maximum, then I say change from positive to negative at C, then f of x or equivalent f of C have relative, so relative max. So that's how you're going to write it. And you're going to talk to AP exam says, here is my justification. You're done. Using a first derivative test to justify something, perfect way to get a point. You're going to get your point and you're done. You move on to the next question. Easy 2-point questions. You just have to find a min or max and take a derivative. Now, sometimes AP exam also asks you this way. Let's say they give you the derivative. Don't take an extra derivative. They already give you a derivative. Don't be cute. I know some of you guys want to be cute.
I'm cute, suited. I don't have to want to be cute because I already am cute. So.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I have this. So where is the maximum and where is the minimum if they have any? Pay attention how the question's worded. And how do you do a number line test? I already give you a derivative. All you gotta do is do a number line test.
It's at 2 and -1.
It's at 2 and -1. Good. So that's what the point you're gonna test. Do I test 0?
No.
Because -3 cannot equal to 0. Now, do I write down a -3 here? Yes, I do.
It's gonna be negative.
Because it's contribute the sign to the whole number line. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do I write down x minus 2 squared?
No.
Well, I don't have to because it's all positive. Because something you have squared is all positive. And then just x plus 1. So x plus 1, then if I plug in a -2, it's going to give you a negative. If I plug in 0, positive, positive. So in this case, it's negative, negative, positive. So it'll be increasing, decreasing, increasing. So you're going to say x equal to -1 is what?
Max.
Relative max, because f prime of x change from what? From positive
Negative.
to negative. And that's how you write your essay in the FRQ section.
Oh, wait, at the end, shouldn't it be decreasing?
Yeah, you just wrote the wrong.
This is decreasing, yep. Thank you. So that should be decreasing, so it'll be increasing, decreasing, decreasing. So even 2 is a critical point that does not imply that automatically becomes a minimum, because you can have decreasing and then you say, psych, I'm going to decrease again, kind of like my stock portfolio. It's like this, and then I thought it was going to go back up and then start going back down again. It starts nosedive.
Wait, Mr. Yang, so would there be no relative minimum for this one?
Yep, there is no relative minimum, which is like my stock portfolio. There's no relative minimum.
Wait for the next Tesla dip and get
Yeah.
Don't buy it when it's on the way up.
No, I was thinking that when they were $500 and they went up to like $900.
You're pretty smart. I was able to learn how to do that.
I was so close to selling my Tesla like 2 months ago. I had
It came back up.
I know I have my brother has a friend. He bought a Shiba Inu coin.
Oh,
No, not a Doge. Shiba.
yeah.
Shiba is even less. Was 0.00000, like 6 zeros.
Yeah, it's about 10%. I bought Dogecoin when it was still worth like 1/27th of a cent, and I had bought only $10 worth. So by the time it hit like I think 30 cents, I had made like $2 grand. It was crazy.
Oh shit, that's a lot. Of money.
I bought GameStop back in like November of before it spiked because I just thought it was going up. It was like $9. I bought it at $10. I spent $500 and I made $15,000.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you can buy a car after that.
Pretty much that's what I'm saying.
Shot up so hard.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was happening. I just rolled it at 500 because I said I don't want this to crash. I cannot miss this.
That and Blackberry, Nokia. Those
I miss you.
Bye.